Alright guys, what is going on? So, I'm starting my next push phase today, or I actually just got back from doing it. This pull phase that I just did lasted 17 days. My previous push phase prior to that lasted 19 days, so it's about on par. But basically for the last several days I had been plateauing in my pull progression, so I wasn't getting stronger or weaker. And my goal was either to continue to get stronger like I've done in previous phases, or, for my performance to regress. Neither of those were happening. I was getting really bored of doing the same pull stuff. Even though I showed a lot of variety in my last video, I just don't really like pull workouts that much. And I just thought it was time to move back to the push phase because, I had momentum going for actually hitting PR, so I was happy about that. So, basically to sum up my last push phase, I improved throughout the entirety of it. Once I saw a little bit of a performance dip and it was getting around 3 weeks, so 2 days shy of 3 weeks, I decided, hey, time to cut it quits, or call it quits here, cut it short and just kind of see where I'm at. I was hoping that the deload would actually improve my performance. It didn't. So basically my conclusion from this is that I was not accumulating enough fatigue, or I was not regressing in my performance enough to actually get the response that I was hoping for, which would have been super compensation. So that's kind of the main principle behind this overreaching thing, is that my performance should regress over those few weeks. And then it should go down, and then after I take that deload, it should go up further than it ever was. While I did hit PRs, they happened within my phase, so I didn't actually see a performance regression. So this time around, I'm going to go longer. I'm actually going to aim for about a 10% performance regression. So that would be about, 1 rep max of about 305, maybe 315, if I feel like it's going too long. But I'm going to try and, double the time period that I do this next push phase. So if I went, let's say I do an average of like 18 days, I'm going to go for like 36, so something like that. Reason one, I want to actually regress on my performance in this phase so that I can see if that super compensation works. Two, I've noticed that the everyday workouts with the pull phase, it's not stimulating a response for me. My pulling muscles are not very well developed, so I think I'm just, kind of working out way too much with those, and I think those would respond better to proper recovery. So while my previous pull phases were probably helping me in terms of nucleus overload, which is another principle that I think is incorporated in this program, I don't think it's doing much for helping me build muscle or strength currently. And so I think I benefited from it, but I'm going to move away from doing the extended pull phase from this point out. And I'm actually going to stop doing that after this phase with my push workouts as well for the time being. So I've probably done enough workouts to stimulate some type of nucleus overload with both my push and pull muscles. So hopefully that will allow, when I go back to a more general split, like somebody would actually do if they're going to the gym maybe 3 to 5 times a week or whatever, they might incorporate some type of split that I'll probably be doing in the future. So this is going to be my last everyday workout phase. So it's going to be push phase number 3, aiming for around 30 to 40 days in that range. I'm hoping for a performance regression. And after that, I will actually be going to the gym less, and I'll go back to kind of either a push-pull kind of split where I actually do multiple push-pull workouts per week, or, maybe do full body workouts. I haven't quite decided on that. But basically, the weather is changing here in Minnesota, and I don't anticipate going to the gym every day or even like 5 times a week anymore. I don't want to drive unnecessarily in the snow. So for this time period where I still have decent weather, I'm going to continue to go to the gym every day. But after that, it's ultimately just going to be back to a more normal workout routine. So today is push phase day number 1, and I'm going to show that to you now. So I'm starting with wide grip bench press, which I think is going to be more of my neutral grip moving forward. I didn't actually focus on pushing my elbows out here on this first set, but after I watched this video in the gym, I noticed that my elbows were flaring a bit, so I try and consciously flare my elbows out after this set. So my form is actually all over the place here, but that's probably because it's my 5th set. But I was mainly focusing on keeping my wrists straight, which they are very much not in this set. Flaring my elbows out, which again didn't go well here. And then just improving my bar path to a little bit more of a diagonal one. So this is the main thing that I'm excited for this phase. Now, obviously, I want to work on the bottom movement of my bench, as well as, widening my grip and getting more strength for my chest. But I also want to improve my triceps and utilize some bands. So this is a very weird setup I have here, but this is the only way I could get it to work. And yeah, I'm just kind of figuring this out. This is the first time I've ever benched with bands, so it looks a little weird, but I get a little bit better at it as I continue to progress through these sets. So first thing you'll notice here is just the speed that I have, and I basically am trying to accelerate once I hit kind of a sticking point. So I just bench at my normal speed. Once I start to feel that band, I just try and push through it, and that's where the speed is coming from. So the wide grip that I was doing before is going to be closer to my actual grip in the future. And so while I'm working the top end of my bench press, I'm not really doing much for the bottom. And so that's kind of what this is for, to kind of simulate a past chest range of motion so that the sticking point of my bench press is not at the bottom. And if it's at the top, I'll know that I'll be getting adequate tricep work. So just trying to cover my bases here.